fierce ladies. Today I want to talk about transitioning, right? I know the last time I talked about stretching and relaxing of any kind, I was like so upset because I didn't know what I was doing. But now I think I know what I'm doing. Seem to anyway. I haven't had a lot of breakage or a lot of shedding, and my hair is doing pretty good. It's like over my bra strap now. It's pretty good. So I think I can say that I'm almost an expert on the transitioning / stretching thing. First thing you need is a really good detangler, and you should always detangle in sections, whether it be 2 sections, 4 sections, 6 sections, whatever. Do not ever try to detangle your whole entire head at once, because you will be so depressed when you have to deal with all of that at once. Because I'm almost 5 months post, right? So if you have to deal with all of that, and you've got like last time I measured, I was 4.5 months, and I had 3 inches to 4 inches of new growth scattered, because everyone has different growth rates on their head, right? So if you have to deal with like 3 to 4 inches of new growth all at once, you're gonna go crazy. So make sure you do it in sections. I choose to do 4, sometimes 6, because it's just easier that way. My detangler of choice is Chai Keratin Mist, and I've already raved about this little wonder. It just breaks up the knots and the tangles, and it's beautiful. My Cantu leave-in. One night I was detangling and I got lazy, so I stopped after I did half of my head, and it dried up and it matted, and it was horrible. And if it was an animal, it would have been trying to kill me, because that's how scary it was. It was ferocious. Like, it was mad at me for not detangling it first. So I used my leave-in, because I had already washed it. I didn't want to wet it again like that. So I used my leave-in and I rubbed it on the knots, and the knots just slipped apart. So if you have little tiny knots, make sure you have a good creamy leave-in, and you can just slip them out like that. But this, for tangles that aren't knots, this is really good. And then my Cantu Shea Butter leave-in, that one's awesome for getting out of knots if you don't feel like rewashing and wetting your hair and all that. Also, since you're transitioning, unless you plan on big shopping really fast, which I want to transition as long as possible. So I have this because it's supposed to protect your ends. It's long-term relationship herbal essences. I've been using it since the beginning of my taking care of my hair journey, I guess. I've been using it since the beginning of that, and I just love it to death. I haven't had a lot of split ends. I don't know that it's specifically from that, but it's called a split end protector, so I'm gonna assume it is, because I haven't stopped using it, and I don't really need trims that often. Let me see. I would recommend some kind of oil. I haven't been using this one long enough to say it's made a major factor, but for moisture you wouldn't want that. Okay, that was Mommy. I had to talk to her really quick. Gonna get some Chinese food. But anywho, I was saying you should get some type of moisturizer. Since I wash my hair frequently, I didn't do well with it. I'm trying to keep it on the time. I don't want to get cut off. But I didn't do well with moisturizing because I wash my hair all the time, or I co-wash all the time. So I was like, oh, well, let's get a moisture anyway. But sometimes I don't feel like co-washing. So I got some of this extra virgin olive oil. Well, not extra virgin. I said extra virgin olive oil. Virgin coconut oil. It's unrefined. It's from Spectrum. You can get it for like $9.99 at Vitamin Shop. I talked about this already too, but this is good if you just wash your hair and you just want to lock in the moisture. You should use that. Otherwise, a good moisturizer that I used at the beginning of my journey when I didn't co-wash often was mango butter. I like that a lot. Cantu makes a Grow Strong something thing that I use for my flex rod sets. It makes my hair, see, got cut off. That's why I was watching time. But anyway, I was saying that the Grow Strong makes my hair soft, but it makes my hair really oily too. So I really would use it on my ends if you need an end moisturizer, because if you put it close to your scalp might get too oily. Let's see. So we talked about detangling and moisture. What else? Styling options. I know styling options are really hard when you're transitioning. when I was at 3 months, I was like, ugh, all I can do is a bun. It's so annoying, da 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 da. So I started experimenting, and flexi rods, wet or dry, are awesome for me. I don't know why, but they're just awesome. I know wet, wet I'd be careful because you have to detangle a little extra so that your hair won't knot once it's dry. But I like them a lot still. Dry is really fast, but it gets frizzy at the new growth area. So they both have the pros and cons. They both look nice to me. I get compliments with both. Guys start hollering at both. So what else? Cold wave rods. Those are really cool. I have pictures with those in, so I'll put in the picture and then next to it I'll put the result. I'll do that. The cold wave rods are really just the rollers that have the stretchy part, and you stretch it over it and you snap it. They were so hard for me to figure out. I like flex rods better. They have about the same outcome, but they're shorter. So if you have shorter hair, it might be easier for you to use the cold wave rods. But they were really difficult for me to get them to be tight. They were always loose, and I wanted them tight so they could like stretch my new growth a little, so it wouldn't be so poofy. What else? Buns. Like I said, buns are really good during your stretch when you just don't feel like being bothered with your hair. If you bun your hair, like brush it back with a brush. I'm going to discuss the brush in a minute. Brush it back with a brush and then put a scarf on it, and you got flat ones. And sometimes you get some nice waves if you have waves in your hair. My hair waves right here and right here. So I can't wait till I have more new growth so that it can wave all the way back, because it's kind of weird that I have like waves right here and then it's straight. But yeah, so those are some styling options. What else? Roller sets. That roller set I did, I was 3 months plus on that. That was pretty good. I didn't use a lot of heat. I think if I do a roller set again, I'll probably go higher than 300 or 310, whatever I was on. I never go past 310. I'll probably start using more heat because I want them to be a little slickier. But it did really good with the my relaxants. It made them straight and nice and everything. So roller sets with the big rollers, those are good if you want to wear your hair straight and you're scared of maybe drying it out at the line of demarcation too much, because you know you have to go through more than one pass sometimes. So yeah, because with that I just put the blood iron on and I'm done at my new growth. What else? What other kind of styles can you do? Twist, maybe, you know, twist the front, braid the front. Like I know the front is like a big problem for some people also. Those are my suggestions for styling. What else is it? Oh, wigs. Wigs are a lifesaver. Whenever I get tired of my hair, I just plop a wig on it. And I promise you, if you put on a wig, you'll feel so much better after a few days. Okay, hold on. Okay, I had to let you guys meet Shirley. That's my mom named her. But yeah, wigs are good for when you just feel like you're in a styling rut. You don't feel like curling your hair because it takes too long. You don't feel like straightening it because it's damaging it. You don't feel like wearing it in a bun because you don't look like a librarian again. So, yeah, wigs. They have straight wigs, curly wigs, afro wigs, blonde wigs, red wigs, all kinds of wigs for everyone's taste. Mine is a semi-lace. It's got lace right here. So it blends in really good. Mine luckily blends in almost perfectly with my skin. So most people saw me like, that's not your hair. What is it? How do you do it? Blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. You could do this and feel better. And it'll give you some time to think of something, or maybe just give you a break before you feel like actually doing your hair again. I had one half wig. I don't like half wigs because you have to blend them. You have to flatten your hair or whatever. That wig I showed y'all, I think I only had it for maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks. The half wig with my hat. I don't know. I'm probably going to delete that video anyway because I'm not really doing all that anymore. Well, I am, but in a different way. So, yeah, that's